Spicy and herbal remedies for weight loss. Introduction. In this age and time, we are continually being bombarded with so many ways on how to keep our weight in check and on how to get rid of the excess and potentially unhealthy weight. True, some are quite helpful and works, while others are a serious health risk with no apparent positive results. This can be attributed to the fact that we tend to overlook everyday things that can go a long way in ensuring you have good health and go a long way in burning away that excess body fat. Herbs and spices are what we have taken for granted for a very long time. This is a secret hiding in plain sight, and only the very discerning has been making use of these plants and shrubs that abound all around us, notwithstanding where you be living. If I should ask you what you have been doing to shed excess weight and feel healthy generally, I am pretty sure you would have been on some form of diet pills, weight loss diets, and some other methods that have not given you what you desire, but instead compounded your problems mentally and physically. Losing weight focuses on excluding a lot of nutrients from your diet, and this can bring about the nutritional deficiency of some essential components for the proper daily functioning of your body. We overlook the power of combing herbs and spices into our regular meals. Spices are crucial to weight loss by increasing your metabolic rates and general well-being of our bodies. Spices are known to contain antioxidants that are essential in removing harmful toxins, which if not continuously eliminated from the body can eventually cause irreparable harm. Since herbs and spices are natural without any preservatives or chemicals, it is only mindful that we use them in our cooking to spice and add flavor to our dishes and at the same time lose some weight. Spices are an aid in lowering the chances of coming down with some forms of cancers, stroke, skin conditions, etc. They can also help in containing everyday ailments like cold, sore throat, and a host of others. Who will argue about the fact that you are what you eat? The food and substances we take into our bodies eventually determine our health and the quality of life we will have. Why visit the hospital regularly when your kitchen can prevent and take care of ailments the natural way before you pump yourself full of harmful chemical substances that your liver will have a hard time getting rid of? Your dining table should at all times serve as a point of wellness that all within your home can gather and be healed every day through the meals served there. The knowledge of the healing and purifying qualities are not new, but they have been largely forgotten, and only a handful of people know how to make use of its powers. Spices should adorn your kitchen shelves, loving placed in jars as they look down benevolently, giving life to all who make wise use of them. They should be all around you, from your garden to your kitchen and your bloodstream. With a little patch of earth around your home, you can bring forth the most potent life-giving substances. Chapter 1. The Spice Route. Spices have performed several functions ranging from flavoring to medical purposes since the dawn of humankind. Archaeological studies unearthed spices from ruins surrounding the Nile region dating as far back as 2800 BC. The versatile nature of spices and herbs are not just confined to pleasing our palates, and they also serve to preserve human remains. Countries during the Middle Ages held herbs and spices in high regards, and they used it for purposes ranging from funeral ceremonies, royal activities, and for healing. In this modern times, we have associated spices more with the flavoring qualities they give to our dishes. Going back to study the ancient use of these spices have begun to open up a new vista to their power as healing and preventive antioxidants with fat-burning capabilities. According to some recent researches, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reported that adding of spices rich in polyphenol to a meat dish cut back the production of malondialdehyde, which is a product of the peroxidation of lipids and is suspected to cause cancer. Other studies have confirmed the efficacy of spices and herbs through its antioxidant powers to combat harmful substances in our everyday foods. For example, do you know that the meat and other products you grill and love so much contain carcinogens? This can, however, be reduced to the barest minimum by the addition of spices, which inhibit the formation of cancer-forming compounds. Heterocyclic amine compounds are formed in mostly meat, poultry, and seafood products that are cooked at high temperatures, mainly over fire or frying. We sure cannot almost avoid such an essential part of our meals, so what do we need to do to cut down the potential risks associated with consuming such products? Simply introduce spices and herbs to lighten up the taste of your barbecues and at the same time protect you and your loved ones. Commonly found spices like cumin, turmeric, and a host of others are beneficial in the reduction of HCA production. Spices and herbs do not just reduce your chances of coming down with cancer, but they also act as a barrier and treatment against a host of other ailments from diabetes to the common cold. Research carried out in 2011 showed that cinnamon and clove, due to its high hypolipidemic properties, reduced the blood cholesterol by about 65% in subjects during the study. How do you explain a reduction in body weight on a relatively fatty diet during the study period? This is just the effect of the spices that were incorporated into the meals of the subjects during the time frame. As you continue to discover the fantastic powers of herbs, it is essential that you increase your consumption of these ailments, preventing nutrients. You can embrace some of the following steps on your way to a tastier and healthy lifestyle. Take spices and herbs for their general health properties and not because of a particular advantage that they may confer on you. It is pertinent that you eat food substances rich in antioxidant, example, spices, herbs, vegetables, fresh fruits, etc., to make your diet a wholesome experience. Inasmuch as studies are still ongoing concerning the specific disease-preventing abilities of spices, that should not stop you from taking a whole variety of antioxidant-rich foods. We sure do know that spices contain significant amounts of antioxidants, but the dearth of information is in the area of how this connects to the excellent health and advantages it gives to those of us that make use of them on a regular basis. Do not limit yourself to a particular spice and herbs, explore the whole spectrum of the rainbow. By trying a bit of this and adding some of that to your meals, you will be getting the best of the fantastic and different health-giving compounds that they have. You should take your spices and herbs in whatever form you can get them. If you have got a garden, then it is entirely reasonable that you may make use of a lot of fresh spices. However, if you cannot lay your hands on some new herbs, dried ones will also do the job correctly, and most times even more than fresh herbs. The UCLA School of Medicine, in a study on several herbs and spices, found out that they kept their essential properties even when dried. Walk away from that unhealthy food additive. Even though there is not much information on the specific health advantages may have, they are a far better substitute when compared to sugar, fats, and salt. Spices bring out the hidden tastes, aromas, and flavors of your dishes and are also far healthier to your body. If you are on a diet or looking for ways to get rid of that stubborn body fat, spices can come in to replace sugars and other artificial sweeteners. We have become so attached to the conventional ways of satisfying our tongues and not taking adequate care of our bodies that the most common spices that are within reach may have gone unnoticed. Cinnamon is a perfect replacement for sugar in your tea, coffee, cereals. Your taste buds may fight you at first, but gradually the acquired tastes become a norm as your body begins to reap the tremendous health benefits that come along with its use. Chapter 2. Simple remedies for your home. There are 1,001 ways to combine the seemingly innocuous herbs and spices that we have all around us into very potent remedies to keep us healthy all year round. They are relatively inexpensive, with the process of making them so simple that even a toddler can put it together. No, I was kidding about that. So getting into the crust of the remedies, there are quite a few spices that you can implement into your daily meal plans for a healthy life. I will be putting out a few powerful spices that work with ease and that you can take by itself or mix with any menu you may come up with. A word of caution, however, if you have any severe ailments and are undergoing treatment with medications, get in touch with your general practitioner before you consume any spice or herb. Cinnamon. This is a great spice that lowers your blood sugar, and the aroma it possesses is quite lovely. If you are currently dealing with diabetes, this is one spice that should adorn your kitchen cabinet all year round. Constant use of this spice gradually pulls you away from the grip of sugar, and your body stops craving for the sweet things. The beauty of the spice is that you get the great sweetness without the potentially harmful effects of having too much sugar in your system that can elevate your risks of coming down with complications associated with diabetes. Add a sprinkle to your tea or coffee or a teaspoon to your juice or any of your favorite drinks. Ginger. It is a light yellow rhizome with a sharp and hot aftertaste. It has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. Its fat-burning qualities are something to be marveled at. It is a spice that is considered to be a digestive fire, which paves the path for your body to produce digestive enzymes that quickly breaks down nutrients. It is also an essential spice for the treatment of a lot of our everyday ailments that we will typically take synthetic and potentially harmful substances into our body to cure. Take body pains, common cold, aching of the joints, nausea, and a boatload of other sicknesses are quickly taken care of by this spice. Taken regularly daily either in the form of tea or incorporated into your meals, it serves as a very potent agent in the reduction of high cholesterol levels in your body. This is a spice that costs you next to nothing and is ideally suited for a lot of body types with almost no side effects which are associated with the artificial chemical substances we consume. It is a perfect ingredient in improving poor digestion. To get your gastrointestinal system activated every day, take a teaspoon of dried ginger powder with warm water and some honey first thing in the morning at least 30 minutes before having any breakfast. You can also take it in between meals during the day. Ginger can be added to your meals in the fresh form to boil your beef and also sprinkled onto your food to give your digestion a much-needed boost. Ginger does not just work on your internal organs, it also serves crucial roles in catering for your body's external needs by providing a soothing and efficient circulation of blood at the surface of the skin. If you have sore muscles or joints, you can make a poultice by adding 2 teaspoons of dried ginger powder to some warm water. Gently stir until fine paste forms. Apply it to the spot and massage it into your muscles and enjoy the soothing relief that follows. It is pertinent that this mixture does not come in contact with your nose or eyes. So always ensure you wash your hands properly after handling ginger because of its fiery nature. Onion and garlic. They both have excellent cholesterol-lowering abilities, but most folks stay away from them due to the pungent odor associated with it, especially garlic. They have been used for ages for their medicinal properties and for spicing dishes. They both stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, which actively breaks down fatty acid deposits. Garlic has a broader spectrum of action compared to the onion, and its active ingredients are stronger than those found in onions. They are both useful in the cleansing of the liver, high blood pressure, bacterial infections, and it is not limited to gastrointestinal disorders and the common cold. So now let's get into the act of effectively using these newfound friends of ours. You can munch on cloves of garlic and onions by dicing them up and adding some vinegar or lemon juice to make a zingy salad. A dash of honey will add some much-needed mellow taste to this mixture. It is handy in the treatment of respiratory tract problems. I bet you know onions and garlic are used for cooking either in boiling, steaming, or frying of specific types of foods. The healing effects of these two great friends on our bodies cannot be overestimated. Onions and garlic can also be consumed in their powder or oil forms. It all comes down to which one suits you at any given point in time. You may want to dissolve the powder in warm water and drink, or take a clove or 2 of garlic 2 to 3 times daily. It all depends on you. It is important to note that if you have issues with your gallbladder, take a full berth around garlic and onions and keep walking. You taste them, and you are going to be having some severe pains for a very long time. Turmeric. This has been called the top dog of spices. It aids digestion, cleanses the liver, and aids in the removal of toxic substances from the body. So why would you take an anti-inflammatory prescription that will have some nasty side effects when you can take some turmeric, which goes well with your body? It eases stress, digestive problems, naturally controls the impact of diabetes and a host of other issues. Its role in food preservation is also widely known. Due to its very potent antiviral properties, recent research has shown its strong action against some forms of cancers. There are no known adverse effects of the consumption of turmeric. So you can take the powdered form with your tea or incorporate it into your meals. Another significant strength of this great spice is that it prevents the buildup of fats. Constant intake of turmeric daily will gradually lead to your body firming up, and your skin will glow. A few years ago, I started taking turmeric and ginger powder tea in the morning and late at night when I had that crave to have a cup of wine before going to bed. It is so soothing and calms my fray nerves, while I am confident it is doing wonders for my health. My craving for that late-night snack or alcohol has been cut drastically. My acne and blemishes that had become a part of my skin gradually cleared, and my feelings every morn was just out of this world. The bright yellow color of this great spice adds the rainbow to my eggs in the morn. I get all the best of two worlds, the protein from my eggs and the significant benefits from the turmeric without the taste because it doesn't have any significant flavor. The application of this spice does not just end at my breakfast table, it forms a part of my everyday diet, from steaming of my meat to the making of salads. So make friends with this golden spice and reap the benefits that come along with it. Cayenne pepper. This is one spicy and hot guy. The hotness is as a result of the capsaicin which is found in hot peppers from chili to jalapenos. Due to the presence of the active ingredients in the peppers, you can get the same benefits from all these spices. Its primary function is that it accelerates your metabolism to almost twice the usual rate while you are enjoying your meal spiced with some hot peppers. After a bite of your jalapeno spiced pizza or barbecue, you can feel your metabolic rate rises as your heartbeat begins to race. This is one great way to curb your eating desires as you get filled quickly while your metabolism increases at the same time. So this is one great spice that can help in reduction of excess body weight in a healthy way. Do you know of this great recipe that gives you a jolt in the morn? It gets you straight out of bed right into the day. Get yourself some cayenne pepper and lemon. Squeeze the lemon into a jar or your cup and sprinkle a healthy amount of the pepper into it. It brings a jolt of lightning to your system. Black pepper. It is an excellent herb for stoking your gastrointestinal flames, heightening your desires to eat and cleanses your digestive organs. It also encourages the production of hydrochloric acid, which is critical in the breaking down of food materials. The use of black pepper gives an easy way out for common ailments like common cold, fevers, etc. More severe conditions like anorexia, liver problems and nervous disorders can also be treated with black pepper remedies. Boil 2 teaspoons of black pepper, add some honey and take daily to maintain a healthy life. Cumin. This is just one incredible spice that has been shown in studies to burn belly fat 3 times faster, healthier than any known method. Just a pinch of warm water or your tea 2 to 3 times daily and watch that spare tire around your waist deflate in no time. Chapter 3. Spicy menus. After a couple of years with my ever-increasing busy schedule, I have had just to let go some of the most important things in my life to keep the pressure and potential breakdowns at bay. For example, I make sure that my meals are similar day in day out to cut out the headache of trying to cook up a storm every time I need to chow. I also make use of the same ingredients readily available on my shelf. Most mornings I have a toast and an egg because it has been proven to work miracles for weight loss and keeping your body in shape. To make sure this simple breakfast of mine contains all my body needs, I add a dash of turmeric, black pepper, and some salt. Then on the side, I add some green vegetables. Then my tea. To my warm cup of morning brew, I add some lemon, cinnamon and a dash of honey. You may also decide to go extra light in the morn when you are in an absolute rush. A smoothie will come in handy in situations like this. Get a cup of almond milk and half a cup of green vegetables, probably spinach, low-fat, plain yogurt. To get some much-needed fiber, add a full tablespoon of flaxseed and also some readily available fruits. The fruit you add to the mixture all depends on your taste and mood that morn. You may want to add some bananas or some strawberries. Then you add a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of turmeric to get the benefits that these spices give to you. This blend of healthy food materials will most likely keep you full until lunchtime, thus cutting out the need for little unhealthy snacks in between meals. Blend and enjoy your low sugar, high fiber, and fats as you aim to shed some much-needed weight. For lunch, you can have some healthy seafood with a lot of omega-3s in it. About 3 ounces of either grilled or steamed salmon will do you a whole lot of good. To balance this meal up, get a bowl of lentils sprinkled with some ginger, onions, black pepper and salt. The lentils will provide you with the much-needed energy by slowly releasing it into your system. It will take you through the afternoon without having a drop in energy levels wherever you may be. The healthy energy-containing meals with bursts of flavors will help you on your path to weight loss and the other associated benefits. A smoked, grilled or steamed boneless chicken without the skin will cap your culinary journey for the day. Get 1 full powdered teaspoon each ginger, cayenne pepper, garlic, a dash of salt, 1 medium finely sliced onions and some vinegar. Thoroughly mix all the spices in a bowl and then massage it gently into the chicken or steak. Let it sit for half an hour or 1 hour before you oven grill or steam it. This dish will go well with a side of green vegetables and some black beans. The spices get better with every meal you add them to. You don't cringe at having to eat leftover meals. Instead, you look forward to eating every morsel from previous meals. The spices will have thoroughly marinated in the meal so that it tastes even better after a few hours of being left to sit in the fridge. It is always a new experience, and no 2 meals will ever feel the same. You can vary the combination and amount of spices you use to suit your tastes and the event. So that should typically be a meal plan for a day infused with spices and almost no processed food at every opportunity. Try always to keep it simple and cook just what you and your family can eat in one sitting if you can get so that you can get the best of the life-giving nutrients to the food. In life, there are those of us who will go to the ends of the earth for any spicy dish, while there are those who will instead give it a wide berth. However, you should know that not all spices pack a punch. Most of them have a little taste to identify them by. So if you are not in the court of those who can eat red-hot chili peppers for breakfast, there are a ton of other spices that can help you on your path to losing some much-needed weight and staying fit and healthy. A tea of all flavors. There is this life and vitality that a well-prepared cup of tea rich in antioxidants and earthy flavors can give your day. Getting into your comfort zone late in the evening with a book in hand or just ready to burst out that door to catch the train in the morn. Your cup of tea should offer you a kind of comfort you can't get at the snap of your fingers, and it should hold you in an embrace that you won't get anywhere else. Building your relationship with this cup of beverage puts other liquid indulgences out of the picture. A cup of tea either as a standalone beverage or taken after a meal will help your food down into your stomach more efficiently and aid your digestion. I am going to give you a tea recipe you will cherish for life and pass on to your children. Now let us get into it. What you will need for this recipe are some cinnamon, ginger, and honey. That's all. Surprised? Keep it simple and watch the magic as it unravels in your body. Get medium-sized ginger, wash, peel and grate it. Add it to a kettle and also include 1 small stick of cinnamon. Pour about 3 cups of water into the mixture and allow it to boil for about 25 minutes. You can make more by increasing the number of ingredients if you have a lot of tea lovers around you. You can also store some in your refrigerator for whenever you need a quick sip of some life-giving elixir. So while the mixture is bubbling and the sweet aroma from the cinnamon stick is filling all the corners of your home, your body cannot just help but anticipate the fire-burning liquid which will bring the much-needed relief from stubborn fey deposits. After the mixture must have simmered for a few minutes, gently strain the liquid into a jar. You can then add the honey if you need a little sweetening, but it is not necessary because the cinnamon has a slightly sweet taste. The burst of flavors, tingling your taste buds, is nothing like you have ever had. It can be taken at any time of the day either with your meals or alone. Herbal water. Do I need to go on about the benefits that water has for life? I guess not. However, drinking the recommended 8 glasses of pure, clean water can be a daunting challenge to many of us. Pure water is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. So how do we get around just drinking the usual water all day long for the rest of our lives? We merely need to spice things up and stop living the boring life. To get started living the fun-filled life with water is to infuse it with some spices and herbs. Get a mug and fill it with about 8 glasses of water, add 3 teaspoons of ginger for its great digestive properties and 2 slices of cucumbers. Get a medium-sized lemon, dice it and add to the mixture. A handful of freshly diced mint leaves gives a refreshing minty flavor to the mix and also cuts down your hunger pangs and in the reduction of wanting sugars. This collection of spices and herbs look amazing with the rainbow of colors as it sits on your kitchen counter. You get this sense of relief and joy at not having to be bored when drinking water ever again. You can now drink something so healthy and beautiful without feeling guilty or causing your body any harm with artificial sweeteners and coloring agents. Fill it up with the 8 glasses of clean water and put it in your fridge and let it infuse for a few hours, preferably overnight. To get into the mix and use it every day, it will be convenient if you can get it done every night before going to bed, so you always have a fresh supply every morning. If you have a large family who also enjoys your newfound taste of water, you can exponentially increase the number of ingredients you use. When you pour a glass in the morning, it smells so amazing with the aroma filling your kitchen. Your body relaxes at the anticipation of the water hitting your taste buds. It is a feeling that cannot be rivaled by any other beverage. This beautiful way of refreshing your body is not a one-way street, as you can combine different types of spices as suits your taste. From strawberry-infused water to just lemon and cinnamon. It all depends on how you want it. Chapter 4. Reducing sugar and salt intake. Spices are great for bringing out the flavors of bland foods, and they are also vital in helping us reduce the amount of sugar, salt, and other unwanted substances from our diet. Here are some very easy-to-follow advice on cutting out such food materials. To reduce the amount of salt that you consume, use spices that have a slightly sharp taste, example, ginger, onion, garlic, basil, curry, etc. It is also pertinent that you check labeling of packaged spices to make sure there is no sodium or some form of salt added to the spice. To keep your tongue happy, stick with spices that are sweet such as cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, cardamom, etc. Gradually adding such spices to your daily beverages will see you becoming healthier as your tongue adapts to the changes. Rules of the game. When cooking with a spice or herb, always make sure that the recipe is well documented. However, if you are putting together a menu all by yourself, the amount and type of spice you add to any particular dish depends on your taste buds and the occasion. Have you ever been in a jam as to how to get a recipe that requires fresh spices and herbs, but all you have got are dried condiments? Here is a simple way out to get the equivalent amount of fresh spices. 1/2 teaspoon fine ground dried herbs. 1/4 tablespoon crumbled dried herbs. 1/4 tablespoon freshly diced spices. How many spices and herbs should you add to a dish if you have no idea how to go about it? Follow the simple steps, and your meals will turn out just fine. When you are cooking for more than the stated amount of people in a recipe, do not assume that you have to double the number of spices you will have to use. Simply increase the number of ingredients by 1/2, then taste it and decide if more is needed. When hot peppers like chili, jalapenos, cayenne or red peppers are essential spices in a dish, add gradually in small amounts because the flavor becomes stronger as the cooking progresses. Begin any dish by adding 1/4 of the spices required and then gradually increase it as the case may be. The timing of when to add spice to any dish is crucial, and it is also determined by the type of dish you are preparing. When adding fresh spices to a meal, it is to come in last when your cooking is almost done because too much heat may lead to a loss of flavor of the spices. Some spices that are quite delicate may be sprinkled onto the food just before it is served or immediately the food leaves the fire. On the other hand, spices that are quite tough may spend 10 to 15 minutes before the dish is finally ready. Dried spices are best used for dishes that are to be cooked for a relatively more extended period, and they release their aroma rather slowly when compared to fresh spices. It is also imperative that you store your spices and herbs to maintain its quality for a very long time. To ensure that you get the best out of your spices, keep it in the dark containers, preferably on your kitchen shelves. Avoid areas where moisture and heat may be. Make sure you also store it in airtight containers. When cooking, use dry spoons to take the quantity you need and do not pour your spice into a cooking pot to prevent the steam from caking and eventually getting your spices spoilt. Notwithstanding how well you keep your spice, like any food material, it has a shelf life. So for your spices that have been processed to powdered form, keep them for a maximum of 15 months and unprocessed spices, at most 30 months. To make sure you don't eventually let your spices go to waste, buy small quantities at first until you determine how long it averagely takes you to finish it. Conclusion. Spicy way out. With the advent of modern research, in the not-too-distant future, there may be more prescription to patients seeking alternative means of dealing with weight loss and other ailments to consume spices and herbs rich in a lot of essential compounds. However, the benefits of spices should not be put aside in the meantime. We should actively make use of spices in our everyday meals and beverages whenever the opportunity presents itself. For watch-free presentation video, How to Lose Weight Fast, check out my description now. For more video, subscribe my channel.